Hi everybody, this is Patrick from Dougie Dashboard. Today I'm going to show you how to customize your new client registration form. So the new client registration form is the online form where your clients or your future clients can submit their information as well as their pets information, and it'll get automatically added into your system after you accept their request. Now, if you want to add this form to your website, all you do is you scroll to the bottom of the page you're looking at right now, and there's going to be some code in a little box down here. You copy and paste this code into your website, and this blue button will show up. And when you click on this blue button, when your clients click on the blue button, it'll take them to this page, which is your new client registration form page, which we're looking at right now. So that is how you would add it to your website. But let's say right now, if we look at it, we can see their required fields are first name, last name, phone number, and email for your clients, and then pets is name, breed, and sex. Now, these can be changed, and I'll show you how. We also have this message up here, which says, please complete the form to your fullest extent. We will contact you if additional info is required. And we have this message down here, John's dog daycare requires proof of vaccination. These things can all be changed. Right here at the top, here is the custom message for new clients. So we could say, please fill out this form. Thanks, whatever. You can really put whatever you want there. And then we have an attachment. This is not an e-sign document. E-sign documents are up here. You'll have to click on that and watch that video of yourself. This is a document that you can attach to your to the registration form, which is not signable, just something like rules and regulations or pickup policy. If you want them to sign something using their home printer and bring it to you, you could give them a document like that. If you just want to give them a list of, 2024 days you're closed or something like that, you can also do that. So we're just going to attach a document, and we'll attach this rules and regulations 2024, upload that right there. And then message displayed above vaccine fields. So that's right here. It says John's dog daycare requires proof of vaccination. Let's say you only required on 3. Let's say, please enter the first 3 vaccines only. Thanks. That'll come up. And now let's just update the settings just to kind of show you where we're at so far. So now if we go back to the new client form, you're going to see here that here is the message we wrote. Please fill out this form. Thanks. You can make that obviously more complete. Here, the document, because we have a document uploaded, it says, in addition to the online form below, please print the following PDF document and bring it to your first appointment. So if this was something they had to print and fill out, they would obviously print and fill out. If it was just a document that was with your rules and regulations, they're not going to need to print it. But now you click here and that would take you to print the document. If we scroll down here, it says, please enter your first 3 vaccines only. Thanks. So the messages are working. Now, let's say we want to make these required up here. We want to make sure we have address, city, state, and zip code. Always gets required when someone submits this form. We go down here, scroll down, and under owner-related fields, we click address, city, state, and zip code. Update that. And now, when we refresh the form right here, you're going to see that those fields are now going to be required. Address is now required, city is required, state is required, zip code is required. Perfect. So now let's say we want to add a couple custom questions. You can add 3 custom owner questions and 5 custom pet questions. Let's say something like, are we able to call your place of employment during an emergency? This could be anything. And we can say we want this to be a required question they have to answer. Let's go update that. And then every time we're going to just refresh the page here and see the new form. And there we go. Owner question 1, are we able to call your place of employment during an emergency? And it is a required. So if someone tries to fill out your form, let's just do John Miller. We'll do a fake phone number, john@example.com. His address is 209 Dog Street. He's in Appleton, Minnesota. I'll give him that. If I try to submit the form right now, it's going to tell me I'm missing question 1. And there it is. It says you forgot to answer owner question 1. So now I have to reply to this. I'll say, yes, you can. And then now it'll say that a pet name is required because that's the next required field. So that looks all good. Now we can go down here and add some pet questions too. Let's say, has this dog ever run away will be one, and that's going to be required. And we'll say, does this, can we give this dog treats? And that's a required field as well. Now down here in the pet related fields, you can make anything you want required, but this is kind of a tricky area because if you make something required and that pet owner does not have that information on them when they're filling out their form, they're not going to be able to submit the form. Or if, let's say, the pet doesn't even have a microchip number, if you add a microchip requirement right here, they're not going to be able to submit the form. So I would say it's easy to include these as required over here because every client's going to have a city, state, zip code. Everyone's going to have a family vet clinic. Everyone's going to have an emergency contact. That's great. But if you start requiring vaccines or birth dates or things like that, that can sometimes lead to people not even you're submitting their form because let's imagine they're at work and they don't happen to have Fido's all his vaccine documents on file. Well, they're not going to be able to fill out the form or they're going to fill it out with fake information to get past those requirements. So I'll just show you what I mean. Let's say we make color required and then weight is required and microchip. And then we're going to update the settings here, restart this. And now you can see that we have pet, breed, and sex are required, color is required, microchip, and weight. So we're just going to put in some fake stuff here right now. Don't tell anybody, just to get through this form. And then we'll say dog. And so we'll do Fido, collie, unfixed male. And now if we try to submit the form right now, it's going to say we're missing color information. It says, there you go, your pet's color description required. You go, okay, now I got to put in the color. He's brown. I go like this. It says, your pet's microchip number is required. You must enter it. If I don't have a microchip for my dog, I can't go through this. I'm frozen here. Every time I hit enter, it says it needs a microchip. So I go no chipper. And that will get me through to the next one, which would be weight. But so you are more than allowed to make anything you want required here, but go easy on what you require because the more things you require, the less people who might fill out your form. I suggest being a little bit more thorough with owner information, but maybe something like feeding notes and medication notes, that would be okay, or just feeding notes, which is important. But when you start forcing vaccine requirements and things like that, if we do all 5 vaccines and refresh the page, you're going to see all vaccines are now required. And if they don't have the name, their number 5 vaccine, they're 5 in 1, or they don't remember the date of it, the system's not going to let them submit the form. So sometimes it's better to get some information at the start and then get more when they come in for their first appointment than try to force everyone to do every single field when they first sign up. But anyways, that's how you customize this form. So here at the top is the message that goes here at the top. This can be something you tell clients about your business or whatever you want to tell them. Then you have the attachment right here, which is going to be the document that would show up when your client it's a document they can download basically when they're filling out the form. Then we have right here is the message that goes above the vaccines right there. And it'll also show up for the second pet. There it is as well, and the third pet as well. And then lastly, the questions show up 3 for the owner, 5 for the dog, each pet, and then you can require anything down here. If you have any questions, info@doggydashboard.com. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye-bye.